You're watching Voiceover. How did you do it? At voiceoverpodcast.com, where we talk to seasoned, successful voice actors to find out how they did it. I'm your host, Ian Kleinfeld, and you can find me at voicebyian.com. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at voicebyian.
Cool.
Okay, we're recording now, so
Yay!
everything you say will be recorded.
This will go down on your permanent record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh, I got to turn off my phone. Rule number one.
I should
right?
probably like turn mine over. I think I don't know how to get my phone to stop like bing on my computer,
Yeah.
because it's all Apple stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all anywhere. So yes.
Hello.
Look at us,
Hi,
totally not
Lisa.
distracted.
That's
Hi.
fine. Nice. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. So we're fellow North Carolinians. How cool
I
is that?
know. When this is all over, we're going to have to meet for lunch.
I know. So you're in Durham, right?
Yeah, that's not that far from Charlotte.
No,
It's
and
like 2
Durham's
hours.
cool. I went there because I have a family in Oxford.
Uh-huh.
So, which is like, I guess like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so we met in downtown Durham a couple of years ago, not during COVID stuff, for Christmas. And
Yeah.
for Christmas, we went to Mellow Mushroom and downtown Durham. And
yeah,
so it's cute. It's really cute. But you know what else is super cute? Wake Forest.
Wake Forest is also really cute. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hardly ever get outside of my box. So it's always fun to go places, especially places with their fun local culture and stuff like that. So yes, the answer is yes. We should totally hang out as soon as we have our vaccinations.
Yes,
our
that
shots.
would be great. Oh, and people, I would see a person. Oh my God.
I know. Assuming that we don't turn into goblins or zombies.
I know, exactly.
I
got my vaccine.
I know. I'm so this is how we wipe out humanity. Interesting.
Well, so far there have been no reports of goblinizing.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah.
But we have yet to see. I mean, I don't know.
I know. You're right. Well, my boyfriend, or I guess he's my fiance now, he's a pharmacist, and he's like, and I'm like, but you kind of have to, because you're in the medical industry. And he's like, he will, but he's very much
well, it's done so fast that it's, I'm cautious about it, but I'll do it. I used to be a nurse, and I'm wary, but I'm also grateful for whenever my time comes to get it.
It'll hopefully.
And I'm looking forward to turning into a goblin.
That will make for an interesting voiceover career. You'll definitely be typecast. Just so you know,
Cadillac. Could you see that? I would love to see that commercial.
Voice.
Cadillac. Or even
they have, remember the Toyota commercials when they had animal, go places? At the end of the Toyota, there was the Muppets.
Yeah.
And they had animal, from the Muppets at the end of it, tagging it with go places. And I just thought, that's so cute. I love that. Yeah.
Nice. I don't remember the Cadillac tagline, or I'd do it, but.
Cadillac. Your grandma loves it, so should you. I always think, well, Cadillacs they're getting younger. They're I saw one the other day. I mean, the Escalade is it's a soccer mom car.
Isn't it Cadillac? Shouldn't you be buying a BMW instead? I think that's what the tagline is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cadillac, don't waste your money.
Cadillac, we'll take all your money. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Volkswagen. I'm loyal to the Volkswagen brand.
Oh yeah. I have an old Beetle and an old Carmen Ghia convertible.
Oh my God. That's okay. So Jimmy, the whole reason we connected is because he has an old Bug. He has a 62. And I just wasn't really interested in because he was the first and last guy I ever connected with on online dating, because I was this is silly. I should be able to meet someone, except that I work in my closet. Where am I going to meet someone? Underneath my desk?
Oh look, there's someone.
Yeah. So and he because he lives in Tennessee, and I was like, long distance, no, thank you. And I was like, he's a pharmacist who's probably really boring. No, thank you. Like, he's really
Uh-huh.
not at all. And then, but then I was scrolling through his like pictures, and there's a picture of him and his bug. And I've had a love affair with Volkswagen since I was 16. I had a 73. My dad got me a 73.
Mine's a 73 convertible.
Oh, see, is it a Super Beetle or
It's a Super Beetle, and then I have a 70 Carmen Ghia convertible.
that? There's just something about Volkswagen. Do you go to like shows and stuff,
Well,
or
not this year, but yeah,
right?
generally I'll
Yeah,
go to every show that I can drive, within an hour of.
yeah,
I don't drive across the country for them, but I'll drive
yeah,
an hour or two.
yeah. There's one. I think it's only Volkswagen. I think that happens in Gastonia, so like
Uh-huh.
it's just south of Charlotte. Um, in the fall or something.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you have to let me know if you're ever like, because Jimmy will drive his like within a couple of hours usually. Also, yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
so fun. I feel like so cool. Like, because
Yeah.
like when you go to those things, everyone has like a really pimped out, souped up,
Yeah.
like whatever it is. But in this case, it's all Volkswagens, and it's like
Yeah.
buses and bugs and
I
Carmen
miss
Diaz.
my bus too. I need a bus to complete my set. I've had two buses in the past. I had a Squareback. I had another Carmen Ghia convertible. So it's over the years, I've had quite a few.
Yeah. Oh, like I'll have to send you this link. So I was on the internet the other day, as you
What?
do. I
You were
know,
on the
right?
internet? That's crazy.
And I know. I was like, what is this? What is this? Where is this place? Where am I at? And Oh Maze, which I guess is like a fund raising
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, they are collaborating with um Willie Nelson,
Uh-huh.
and it's supporting Reverb, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
And they're giving away, I don't know if you'll be able to, you can kind of
Oh
see it.
yeah, I've seen Amazed. They do all sorts of stuff. They give
Yeah.
away
It's
Porsches,
a,
they give away whatever, and they charge like $20 or $25
yeah.
a ticket.
To like, it's, yeah, a Tesla powered 1966 VW bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So good
yeah.
luck, I guess. Did you do that?
Right? I have entered in once. I'm like, can you do multiple entries? It is so cute. Anyway, enough of that. So
So
less about
voiceover.
less about Volkswagen, more about voiceover. Yes, voiceover.
We'll stay in the V's.
I think that's a thing. Isn't that a
Yeah.
real job? I think it's a job. Some people. Yeah.
So you have lisabiggs.com, you have
Yes.
eartunes.com.
Yes.
Anything else?
Well, what's on lisabiggs.com right now will be under dream big with 2gs.com. So like right before Corona stuff, my web designer, who's like amazing,
Yes, whoever they are, you tell them they're amazing.
she's awesome. And like she's one of my best friends, and she's like, hey, listen, we're gonna like separate your brands. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So she basically did away with lisabiggs.com. So even though like it looks like it should be my website, it's not really about me as like a talent. Like it's like I don't even know if my demos are even on there. And it's been that way since like March.
Okay.
Because we're redoing lisabiggs.com at some point. We've been waiting for like 9 months for some avatar artwork from some girl she hired like on my behalf.
Hmm.
And so I'm just like chilling, and luckily like Corona is so like I don't know. I just wasn't sure. I was like, do I try to develop new business relationships? So I've just been kind of chilling and like doing my thing, and
Hmm.
just all of the people that have been so amazing to hire me over the last couple of decades, like just like making sure they're good, and
Hmm. Hmm.
so which has been fine. But so yeah, so like soon everything on there, because it's really only about like classes and coaching and stuff. So if I was to drive someone who hires me to do voiceover there, they would be like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like it would just be so it's been that way for
Right.
almost a year. So but it's fine. I'm patient, and like she's amazing. So like whatever she's doing that, will eventually be lisabiggs.com, and that'll just be about like me and my profession, like it'll be amazing. So I'm like, I'm chilling, I'm good, I'm like, whatever it is, I'll love it, so I'll just hang out and wait.
She is
Yeah.
amazing. Like I really like. I'm a web designer too.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that talented though. I'm more of a programmer than a designer. I do all right, but I look
Mm-hmm.
at people like that and I'm like, I hate you. You tell her I hate her, okay?
Well, like it's
In
an
the best
e-com.
possible way.
It's like she's a master's in e-learning.
Okay.
So like, and it's an e-commerce site, but it also functions as almost like a e-learning platform because like
Yeah.
all my classes and stuff are on
Right.
there. So you can just like, I don't know. She does all these things, and I just like, because I don't know any better. Like
Yeah.
I don't do any of that stuff. I have her, and she's amazing. So
That's
yeah,
great.
and she did the eartune site also. I
She
was
does what?
like,
Oh, the ear
she
tune
did
site.
I
Yeah.
was like, we wanted to be like super 80s and fun. It kind of reflects our like personalities and growing up in that decade and she came back and I was like, that's what I was thinking. I mean, she's incredible at like just I just basically word vomit in her general direction and she
Uh-huh.
does it and she makes stuff like amazing. Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I can just like get a sample of her brain that I could just kind of I mean,
Well, see,
I do okay, but I'm not like that. So,
well, she says she's like, oh, you're the one with the ideas. I just like, bring them to life. And I'm like, by ideas, you mean just like I use like very primitive language. I'm like, it's like with a thing, and then like some maybe like some pink stuff, and
yeah.
then like because she is truly an artist.
Yeah,
Like,
she really
yeah,
is an artist and
mm-hmm,
nice. So
yeah,
you do demos on eartunes, you do
yeah,
classes on Lisa Biggs, and you
yes,
do which will be Dream Big.
yeah,
And then of course you do toys and you do voiceover uh,
yeah,
for
all the things.
cartoons. Do you do games too?
I do like a lot of games for kids. I have a big video game coming out in March, I think.
Uh-huh.
But I don't do a ton of video games just because I'm not built for yelling and screaming. But this one, unfortunately, I'm just cute little creatures. It's called, oh my gosh, it's Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
What is
Oh,
it?
that sounds fun.
It's like, it's really cool. Like it looks Kina Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
No, just kidding. That's like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Just kidding. That's not even me. Kina Bridge of Spirits.
I could see how you mix that up though.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Gina, Bridge of Spirit.
right.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kill.
Yeah, yeah. So that comes out in
For
March. That
children
game.
3 to 5.
Right. Get a K for kids.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it's really good. It looks really cool. We worked on it like a couple of years ago. But yeah, I do a
Nice.
ton of talking toys and TV promo. I do a lot
Huh.
of like TV promo, like the network stuff. Animation, um, e-learning and stuff for kids. Like, yeah, I've been really lucky. Like, even though having, a very niche sound, I've just kind of found certain like little dark corners of the industry that seem to like that niche sound. So I just hang out over there in the shadows and
In
do
the
the
shadows of the
yeah,
kids market.
right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Along with the satanic cabal, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, cool. So that's what you're doing now. What were
Mm-hmm.
you doing before you got into VO?
Nothing. I graduated college, and for my college graduation present, my parents paid for a voiceover demo.
Uh-huh.
I want to say at the time it was almost $1,000.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was on a CD, obviously. Paid
Hmm.
for my first voiceover demo, and I got it. And the studio that I did it with, I ended up booking my first job, like paid job with
Uh-huh.
with them. And then that summer after I graduated, I knew enough about like the industry and like just like the landscape of agents and stuff and that I was able to secure like a really awesome agent and I moved to California, like you
Uh-huh.
do in your 20s and I lived out there for a number of years. And then fortunately, like as, luck, destiny, whatever would have it for all of us, we're able to work really from anywhere. So like I was able to, you know, be back where I'm close to my family and not on the other side of the country.
Hmm.
And my business, knock on wood, keeps growing,
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So you literally had nothing else going out of college. You did this, you started
Mm-mm.
booking, and that was it.
No, I mean I volunteered and did stuff
Okay.
but
Oh, who did you
never.
volunteer for? Like,
Oh, a Young Life. I was a Young Life leader for like 10 years.
uh-huh.
Um, I volunteered helping out with some local stuff like ministries here. I still actually because my undergraduate degree is in biblical theology. So
Hmm.
but now I spend, well, not now, but like I've been doing a lot of volunteer work for like almost the last 10 years for the Ryan Seacrest Foundation.
Hmm.
So because it very much ties into like what we do. So like, because they basically have built these fully functional broadcast media centers in the lobby of children's hospitals of 10
Oh,
of them
wow.
around the
Uh-huh.
country. So yeah, so it's fun. Like I love that, this job has opened up really fun opportunities for me to like do other things and like be involved with different things and in a really fun capacity. Like we're doing a podcast. We've been working on it for like a year and a half
Hmm.
with my church. And so like I now am like kind of their casting resource for voiceover, and it's a very big church with a lot of media stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, like our New Year's, our Christmas Eve service totally cast like, the voice that, we use that when you sat down and the music died down. And
Uh-huh.
like, I get Elevation if anyone has ever heard of
Uh-huh.
Elevation.
Yeah, I've
So
heard of
like,
Elevation.
it's very much an experience, like it's
Uh-huh.
very big. So like, I of course attended the Christmas Eve service, but I was like, wait for it. Yep, yep, that's Jonathan. Like, yeah. So, but we've been I've been directing a podcast, a family podcast for a year and a half for them.
Uh-huh.
And one positive thing from COVID, because I think it's important to look at every
Yeah,
angle,
right.
um, is that, when we first started, I cast it. So they were only really open to people that were local, so that we did all the recordings in house in
Hmm.
our church studio. They have a big studio, and big recording studio. And so, but when COVID happened, we couldn't obviously be all in a room together like that. And so they were like, well, I guess reach out to some of your voiceover friends. And I'm like, okay. Like, it's like I have like this huge network of people that I've worked with or that like I've coached or like whatever. And
Right.
it's been really cool to like be able to extend that out, past just, here.
Yeah.
Because there's such talented people out there, and it's been a really important project to me. So it's been really neat to invite like my friends onto it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Right now we're not casting anything new, but when we are, I will let you know.
Okay,
Like,
great.
yeah,
I
we're
can
on a
I can
roll.
be I can be the voice of the villains and the voice of,
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
If you need
I'm a
someone for
villain.
like if you need Satan or something, you just let me know. I'll be like,
Yes. Yes. It's actually we don't ever mention anything like theologically, like directly, like related to theology.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's kind of a science fiction
Oh,
thing for
fun.
kids.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh,
obviously there's things about like we talk it's more about like, virtues like, forgiveness and being trustworthy and having, courage and things like that. But then they tie it into the
sure.
lesson. But yeah, it's been really cool. It's a lot of fun. We do one every month. We do a whole season every month. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a ton of
That
fun.
sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And now we do it on Zoom. So like,
Yeah.
we all see each other and we get to like cut up and do our thing. I mean, we're there to do a job, but it's just fun
Yeah.
to have that kind of ensemble experience, even though it is virtual, it still is really cool to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, after I get my last little bit of commercial demo done, and then I get my animation demo done, which I'm recording on Friday with Anna Garduno.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She
Yeah.
is. And I would love to do like K to 12 stuff too. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a massive industry.
yeah,
Like, it's more than just like e-learning. Like,
right.
it encompasses everything. Like
Yeah.
talking toys, like mobile games for kids, like educational media, like entertainment, and basically anything that's not on TV or the radio and has an educational, like, I guess, like drive behind it,
Hmm.
like falls under that massive umbrella.
Yeah.
And
That
yeah.
massive pink umbrella.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
not
no, it sounds like
necessarily
so much
pink, but
fun.
yeah, it is fun. It is
Yeah.
super fun.
So
Yeah,
that's
right
on my,
before this, I was working on one with my friend
yeah.
Anna. That we're tweaking some stuff with it, but it's really actually have it pulled up on Adobe at the moment. Yeah, we worked on one for her, and it sounds really good. Really, really good.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of my genre goals. I have, you can't do everything all at once. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5 months into this journey. Although I did do this,
And you already have a podcast?
well, it's sort of a cheat. I get to actually talk to people and get advice from all sorts of experienced people, right?
That's smart.
Yeah. So
I see what you did there. That's
yes.
smart. I love that. That's really smart.
But I did
Like,
do this in the mid 90s for a little while, and I got my demo,
yeah.
and it was, back when demos were 5 minutes and on CDs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I realized I needed a fresh demo. So
Mm-hmm.
doing, the one for characters and the one for
Yeah.
commercials. And
Yeah.
so it's just everything takes longer than you want it to.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it does. Well, that's just in general, but yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And just learning everything. Like there's so many elements to every single genre that is an entire, mini college degree in and of its
Yeah.
own.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to be in this for years to really get it. So,
It's a lot faster, I think, though, to bridge that, gap between like
yeah.
voiceover being sorry, I'm keeping an eye on my Postmates, but I'll just let it sit outside my door.
No,
It's
you can
fine.
go get it. We can cut out that section if we need to.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's totally fine. No one's gonna mess with it or anything.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Don't mess with Postmates.
Right? Don't touch my tofu tacos.
Yeah.
I'll cut you. That I feel like it's I don't know, but I feel like just looking, just trying to kind of look at things from this kind of bird's eye view. I'm like, I bet it's a lot easier now to like just in a lot shorter amount of time. Like I know for
Yeah.
me, like to get to like full time was 4 or 5 years, and that
Yeah.
was like 4 or 5 years of basically pursuing it full time.
Yeah.
You know, um, and I was luckily in a position where like I was able to work not a whole lot, so that I could focus on voiceover.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, but it took a lot longer to transition into that. Now I mean people like come up and out of nowhere and are just doing really well, and I think that's super cool.
Well,
You
we're
know?
learning from all you guys who did it the hard way.
I know.
We have, all this all these resources out there, and we
Yeah.
have people like Tracy Lindley and Tom Aglio for like
Mhm.
marketing. We
Mhm.
got all of these amazing coaches and demo
Mhm.
producers, and they're
Mhm.
all available all over the world now because of
Yeah.
technology.
Yes.
Back when I did it with the small studio in Santa Cruz, California, and I think it was called uh, the Spot Farm, and
That's a cute name. I like that.
yeah, they did
Uh-huh.
some good stuff. And
Yeah.
I did a few commercials, and then I just kind of drifted out of it. I don't know why. I think I was just messed up in the head or something in my 20s.
Well, I mean, back then it would have been really hard unless you had a really clear
Yeah.
picture of where you wanted to go.
Oh, I know what it
Like,
was. It was
what
the
was it?
.com bust, because
Oh,
I did a lot of commercials and stuff for .coms, and then everything kind of fell out, and I was unemployed for 7 months, and that kind of took up my
yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're back on the wagon.
yes, back on the voiceover wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm good at
Mm-hmm.
Voiceovers Anonymous. Step one, I'm powerless over voiceovers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Really though. Right. All of us are like, I mean, I know, like even after all this time, like I wake up every day or like start every week, like, well, hope this works.
Well, I think your track record's pretty good at this point.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, knock on wood. I mean, like luckily, like I feel like I've diversified so much, like
Yeah.
with like the kind of work that I book,
Yeah.
that losing, if one client was like, oh, we really want to work with real kids now, or so whatever, that like it wouldn't be devastating at all. It would just be like, okay, cool, see you later. Like I
Good.
feel like I have enough people. Meet your postmate to collect your order. You're supposed to drop it off at my door.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We'll just cut
Entree.
this part out.
No, it's okay. He'll drop it
Yeah.
off.
All right.
Unless he starts calling.
Okay.
Then yeah. So yeah, like it's I think it's important to be diverse, like, not just like, oh, I want to do animation, but okay, cool, but like what about TV promo and like e-learning and like commercial, and unless you really hate it, unless you get
Right.
behind the microphone and you read the copy and you're like, ah, this sucks, like
I've
then
found things that I've hated already. Like I tell you what I don't like is I don't like corporate intros, like for
oh
for shows and where they
yeah.
have so and so is our CEO and they've been here for so many years and they created this and I'm just like I don't care.
Yeah. I did one of those for a YMCA up in Canada
Yeah.
recently. It was like their annual like fundraising banquet or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't want to do audiobooks. I have zero interest in anything except
Me
maybe
either.
like short kids books. That I would
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
Short sci-fi novel, short stories
Yeah.
maybe.
Uh-huh.
But I have zero interest in doing like, full-length novel audiobooks of any
Yeah.
sort.
Yeah. I wouldn't either. It's too much work and like not to
Not enough
be.
money.
Yeah, there's just the exchange of, oh, there's my dog. Oh, they dropped it off my door. The exchange of like time and work and energy for like what you're compensated is like, I just the difference between that and even doing something like e-learning is like exponential. Like they're
Yeah.
exponentially like different in terms of the rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so what do you think you owe so much of your success to in voiceover over the years?
Um,
Because you're clearly a success.
think
Not to surprise you or anything.
why are they okay? Sorry, my dog will stop it. You know, I would say probably. All right, I'm just making sure they're like good. Sorry, I'm ruining your podcast. Okay.
No, not at all.
Um, that I've always really loved like community and like creating and just bringing people together, and I started doing that a really long time ago. I had this, and I still have it, but it's just kind of it's kind of on the back burner. I haven't really talked about it in a while, but like Voxy Ladies is this professional association for women
Mhm.
in voiceover that I've created.
Uh-huh.
Um, and basically, because I had friends that we would meet up like every week or every other week for like brunch, and we talk about like, like these are my victories. These are the areas where I feel, maybe a little more challenged. And I've always loved marketing. I didn't go to
Mhm.
school for it, but I've always had a lot of fun uh, finding interesting ways to get from point A to point B or wherever.
Mhm.
And so back then I was like, well, I really love like navigating this, as an entrepreneur and like the business and marketing aspect of it. Why don't I do it for us as a collective? And so it kind of started there. And it eventually, like, I took down the site because I'm not really, but I still have this huge community of women that I've kind of uh, developed over the last decade or so.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes being in that kind of unique position of like, not like, I guess influence, but not like in the like oops influential, but like, like but not in like a weird egotistical way, but like being that having that responsibility as well,
Hmm.
of just kind of helping to continue to cultivate a culture of like positivity and encouragement for mostly people I've never even met before. Like it just kind of gives this level of accountability
Hmm.
so that like it's not just me anymore. Like I feel motivated to keep going because I I I want to be an example, I guess. Not
Hmm.
I hope this doesn't sound weird or like
No, not at
I'm
all.
not patting myself on the back at all because I do a lot of things wrong. Many, 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 many wrong turns. But it just kind of helps me stay focused because if it was just me all alone by myself, I might start making excuses,
Hmm. Hmm.
or I don't know if I could get a better offer like pay scale wise. Like, I mean, that's something that a couple of years ago I was like, I'd really love to do something that's like giving back, like nonprofit stuff. And I like looked into a couple of even the Ryan Seacrest.
Hmm.
I was like, I'd love to do something like that, to like run a studio at a children's hospital. And I just it didn't make sense
Hmm.
to walk away from a voice actor's salary, which is probably absurdly inflated compared to most people considering
Hmm.
what we do.
Hmm.
Like, but to making, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just keep, my nose to the grind because it's working,
Yeah.
and so, but that also gives me a sense of purpose so that it's not just about making money, it's not just about
Right.
like looking work and making money. Like, it's also about like the other people that you are walking that road with you. And that helps me stay
Mhm.
focused.
Yeah, I kind of have a tendency to create community around me as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
created Voiceover South on Facebook. It's a
Oh, yeah.
and so we have a Wednesday afternoon and Friday lunch video chat thing
That's
that has turned
cool.
into a regular thing, and then the
Yeah.
podcast. And I just have a tendency to like do that as well. So
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess we have that in common.
Yeah, it just says like when you like are looking at a bigger picture,
Yeah,
and it doesn't just involve your own success,
yeah,
like there is you just kind of like level up in a way
yeah,
that helps you stay on track and helps you stay accountable to yourself and to the people around you, and
yeah.
you just have a stronger sense of responsibility, maybe even, and like all the things that kind of go with that self-discipline and all of those things that you have to be in this business. Like you can't just wing it,
No,
yeah, it's a very intentional
yeah.
pursuit. Yeah.
I'm just gonna call my agent and they're gonna provide all the work for me, and I'm gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
nothing but show up in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, that used to be the case when I first started doing voiceover. It was like that. I had like my big fancy agents, and like that was my one like channel to opportunity. And it's much different now. I love the way it is now because I know a lot of people like talent that have been doing this as long as I have or even much longer. They get kind of lost in the weeds with that stuff, but I'm like, I love a good challenge.
Uh-huh.
I'm totally cool to go with the flow, whatever that looks like, because like this is what I want to do, and like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So,
Nice.
hmm
Well, I'm excited about doing it too. It's a steep climb at first,
yeah,
but I'm committed to it. And
yeah,
when I started, I said, this is gonna take a minimum of a year to really get started.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
just have that
That's
kind of
fair.
perspective. Though in the
hmm
meantime, sometimes I'm like, I'm not getting anything. But I'm like, you know what? You gave yourself a minimum of a year
Yeah.
to chill out
hmm
and, suck it up and do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Miley Cyrus says, it's about the climb, right? It's the climb. Yeah.
Sing it, sing it,
I feel like
Lisa.
that should be the outro to this podcast. Is like
Yeah.
every chance I'm taking, or however the song goes. Like
Keep going. Keep
I
I
all
don't know
I
the
know is
song.
it's the climb and something about taking chances in there somewhere. That's it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I fold. Yeah.
Okay. So how about suggestions for new voice actors in this new climate?
Oh wow. I would say surround yourself with supportive people. that people like don't get in don't get bummed out or like bogged down by like there are some toxic personalities
Uh-huh.
in voiceover. I mean, for such a kind industry, there are, especially if you're like leveraging like social media to like be kind of plugged into the community, like avoid those people like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with people that are positive, and encouraging, and kind. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's so important. Um, and
And there's a
you know,
lot of people like that too.
yeah.
Supportive, encouraging, and kind.
Yeah, and like, you know, there's so many different ways to book voiceover work. So, I love direct marketing. I have a great agent. But I love going out and doing the hustle like on my own.
What do you
I've
say
never
in an email?
and for
A direct marketing email to someone you never met, what sort of stuff do you say?
actually have a
If you want to
fun little.
reveal your secret.
Oh, I can't because no one else can use it. Like really, they can't lay claim to this. It's mine. So, I a lot of times I'll use say the Source Connect database and just reach out to new studios like that have source because that's kind of how I built my business, but it was through ISDN
Uh-huh.
and connecting the studios that had ISDN, and now it's Source Connect. So, I'll do some research and do a little bit of recon, and then I'll, go over to the Source Connect database and introduce myself to whoever's email is associated with that subscription. Because even though they may not be the talent like wrangler or coordinator, they're definitely a person of influence and probably like even more influential than like whoever it is that does the casting
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like for a
Mm-hmm.
studio or whatever. And now this fun little spiel because my Source Connect uh handle is Biggie Smalls.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, and I forget how it goes, but it's something like just wanted to introduce myself. Like I'm on Source Connect. I connected with you. I'm Biggie Smalls. I mean, well, I'm not like actually Biggie Smalls, but I am the voice of the world's first rapping magical unicorn or beatboxing magical unicorn. So that's cool. Anyway, and then I, like do my
Oh,
thing.
nice.
So, because I think like I've voiced this really cute toy, um, for Hasbro that was hugely popular a while back. And they're actually putting on another one maybe this year or next.
Uh-huh.
Same as a unicorn. And I voice it, the new one too. And it beatboxes only
Okay.
because like when we
Do
were
it. Do it.
it's not well don't prepare to be not impressed. Like
Okay.
when we were in the session, like, toy sessions can go on sometimes for like hours. You just
Yeah.
have to be okay with that. And we had gotten to the end of the session and it was just like, well, what else can you do? And I was like, beatbox. And they were like, really? And I was like, no, but if I could, and I was a unicorn, it would sound like, and so I did like, I don't even know I can do it, but like, when I can't even do that fast, I have to so like, like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can't beatbox, but I was like, ha 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 ha, isn't that funny? And 2 or 3 years later, when the toy came out, like, and I'm like, unboxing it and like playing with it, I'm like, they totally dropped that into the toy. So like, she beatboxes like very early on in your experience of playing with her. So like, yeah, I am the voice of the world's very first magical beatboxing unicorn.
Well, that is
Like,
a hell of an intro, you know?
right?
Yeah. I'm totally gonna steal that.
You can't though, because I'm the only one with the handle
Damn
Biggie
it.
Smalls on Source Connect.
Oh
It
no.
totally plays off of the rapper
What
thing.
have I done? What if I had used my name? God, what was
And
I
wasting my
thinking?
life. Yeah.
Yes, I've ruined my entire life. So
Yeah, so just like be you know, work with positive people and surround yourself with a supportive community, whether they're voiceover people or not, but like people that understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, in a
mhm,
primarily freelance
mhm.
marketplace, because it's not easy by any means. Like, and I feel like it's even it gets not, this is going to sound so discouraging, but I feel like it gets even harder. Like once you have like that traction and you've got like to then like maintain that, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll look at I did this just last week. I was looking back at like last year and, you know, you know, the, what I made, and I'm like, holy crap, how am I gonna pull that off again?
Mm-hmm.
But somehow I do, but like, but it, because I'm like at this point, like I can't backslide.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so I mean, it's just keep working hard, keep don't ever get like lazy or entitled or because this is definitely a industry for professionals for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, what is this? Oh, something about my interface software. Software in your system, universal audio. Oh, will be okay. Sorry, I don't know if you knew this. I have a Apollo twin, and so like I
Okay.
have the universal audio like software. And I guess if I update my operating system on my Mac to whatever the new one is, I'm on Catalina, it won't be
Yeah.
compatible. And my computer just reminded me of it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not updating to the new one either. I use Reaper and I have an
Mm-hmm.
SSL2,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely a trailing edge kind of guy. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
to be on the cutting edge because it just I don't need to. I'd
Yeah.
rather I wait till everything sorts all of its problems out
Mm-hmm.
and then
Uh-huh.
update,
Yes.
once everything's rock solid,
Mm-hmm.
like a year later, basically.
Yeah.
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 You know. So I'm just like chill, my updates like, hey, come on up to like whatever, High Sierra or Catalina
Yeah.
or whatever the hell it is right now.
Yeah.
And
But
I'm like,
I have
nope.
Catalina, so like, but there's one that's even newer than Catalina.
Yeah, what is it?
I think it's Sierra. I think it is like,
I don't know what it is.
yeah.
Anyway, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's
No.
right. Right. Just fight the power.
Yes, that's right. Fight the power.
Whatever.
All right.
Let's
You want to
see.
do some reading? You want to read the
Oh
Lyft
yeah,
commercial? All
totally.
right.
Let me pull it up. Actually, let me pull it up here so
Yeah.
I can see about it. Um, I hope I don't suck.
Nah, just do one straight and do whatever else you want.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
I'll
Mm-mm-mm.
probably make some requests even.
Let's see. Where is it? Hold on. You sent it to me, and
Well, while you're looking
I guess
for it, I'll
I've
do a
gotten
station identification. You're
perfect. There
listening
it
to
is.
Voiceover. How did you do it? With me, Ian Kleinfeld, and our guest, Lisa Biggs at voiceoverpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
Like you landed like such a sweet URL. Voiceover podcast. How come no one else got that? That's
That's
great.
what I asked. I also bought the Voiceover podcast, which no one else had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good for you. Good
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see. Lyft is a lot more than just a car ride. Yeah, you heard me right. Shared bikes. Oops, see, I already messed up. Lyft is a lot more than just a car ride. Yeah, you heard me right. Shared rides, bikes, scooters, fancy cars, public transit, and more. And they're all available with your Lyft app. We're always happy to pick you up, but we can help you get there in more ways than you thought. Download the Lyft app today and get going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now let's do
I
something.
never read stuff like that.
Yeah, I
So
know. So let's do something in your wheelhouse. How about read it like a toy?
Lyft is a lot more than just a car ride. Yeah, you heard me right. Shared rides, bikes, scooters, fancy cars, public transit, and more. And they're all available with your Lyft app. We're always happy to pick you up, but we can help you get there more ways than you thought. Download the Lyft app today and get going.
Nice. That was great. So I
Thanks.
detected a little bit of closing,
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit
that's
of
like
nasal,
yeah,
and a
it's
little bit
definitely
of a soft palate, was there?
That's where like the well, yes, it's like an adenoidal thing, and there's also like a soft palate.
Yeah.
Well,
A
yeah,
little
just
like this, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, because like it's basically like it's all right. So it's kind of like my boy voice, which is like probably one of my most booked things that I do. That I just like give him a little bit of cold and make him sound a little less like a human boy and more like some kind of like anthropomorphic kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this voice. It's so cute.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
your, is that your favorite voice?
Um, Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Hmm. Nah, I like being a villain.
Okay, well,
I
read it like
like
a villain then.
Lyft is a lot more than just a car ride. Yes, you heard me right. Shared rides, bikes, scooters, fancy cars, public transit, and more. And they're all available with your Lyft app. We're always happy to pick you up, but we can help you get there in more ways than you thought. Download the Lyft app today and get going! I love that voice. It's so
That was
fun.
so much fun. Oh my
Thanks.
god.
Yeah.
Uh, what other voices do you got in your,
Oh my gosh. Like,
repertoire?
many, all
Yeah.
of the things. I mean, I can't do a grown man very well, but my favorite accent is probably transatlantic, like old
Oh, yes,
Hollywood.
indeed. Transatlantic,
Yes,
go ahead.
Lyft is a lot more than just a car ride. Yes, you heard me right. Shared rides, bikes, scooters, fancy cars, public transit, and more. And they're all available with your Lyft app. We're always happy to pick you up, but we can help get you there more ways than you thought. Download the Lyft app today and get going.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, that was capital.
Yes, yes. He was very like old. Well, that was I almost turned British.
Yeah.
It was transatlantic is kind of somewhere between Southern and British,
Yeah, I
like
love
kind of this nice.
transatlantic.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like especially like I've picked up that voice because I was in a play like a while back.
Uh-huh.
It was Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
And I played Susan Walker, the little girl.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, like, I thought everyone would sound like this because we're from, the 1940s.
Uh-huh.
So I came in packing heat with my transatlantic accent that I'd worked so hard on. And no one else did it. And I was like, y'all are like theater people. I'm just like the local voice actor. Like, you think that they would have like done the same thing, just have been like, just tried to like adapt to like
Right.
the decade
Yeah.
of which that like story would have taken place, but no one else did. But I did. I did. I
I
was
do love the
amazing.
transatlantic accent. It's when
It
I
is so
actually do
fun.
a bit on my commercial demo for that, actually.
Oh,
Yes,
I,
it's like,
I can't wait to hear it. You'll have to send it to me. I want to hear it when
I
you send
will.
it.
It's just
Yeah.
we're just dialing in one last thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll be there. But
That's awesome.
it's for Crema beard products. You know, beard boldly.
Okay, that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
So
rad. Yeah. I'm
anyway,
excited to hear it.
good. So you got any audition suggestions for newbies or almost
Um,
newbies or newbie
yeah.
likes?
Um, let's see. I mean, I feel like this is very general or generic, but like try to think outside the box. Try to at least even come up with like a different tempo. Um, because I do enough casting to where like I'll hear 100 auditions, right?
Yeah.
And like 95 of them might as well have been singing the same song.
Right.
There's kind of a general kind of like kind of musicality, even like to commercial stuff that people just kind of get, I mean, even though like, everyone has their own interpretation, um, still there's like something that people just kind of all lean on the same thing.
Uh-huh.
And so try to do something different. Try like do what feels like, oh, this is the way it should be done, and then try to do something different than that. Like
Mhm.
whether it's just like emphasizing a different word or finding a different like inflection I would say, yeah, find a different inflection pattern because people like they march to the beat of the same drum all the time.
Uh-huh.
So like break that pattern for whoever's listening to your auditions because it'll stand out because they hear the same thing over and over again. And so obviously you want to, honor the script and whatever like is being sold or being communicated, but try to come up with a different inflection pattern because there's something very general about inflecting that seems to kind of show up on every script where if you got 10 people in a room but like they didn't hear each other, like 9 of them would do it the same exact way. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know if we're just like mimicking what we have heard, that just, people tend to emphasize the same words. And obviously, like, you want to be intentional about the words that you're emphasizing, but like people just follow the same tempo so often.
Okay, sorry. I just had a text from David Rosenthal. So
Oh,
I got it. I think I'm talking to him later today. I can't
oh,
remember.
cool.
So,
Very cool.
anyway, sit or stand.
Stand.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
especially
Unless
for
it's,
animation and characters
yes.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless it's over like an hour and a half, like, I'm on my feet. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Otherwise, you just like, you have a much better like flow of energy, and you can just really get like, really get into the physicality of your performance when you're on your feet versus being kind of confined when you're just sitting.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out when I had him. Sorry about that.
No.
Yeah, so standing. All right,
Mm-hmm.
well, self-promotion time.
Um, okay. Well, I guess you can follow me on the Instagram at lisabiggs.com, DOTCOM. You can visit lisabiggs.com. I don't know when you're gonna like have this podcast out, but that may be different than what it is now.
No,
So
it'll be
you
out in a
like,
couple weeks.
oh, okay. Well, hopefully everything will be back to the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, dream big, two G's, dreambig.com. Lisa Biggs, also two G's.com. And then, yeah, we do our fun demos. Sean and I make demos at eartunes.com, which is another one. I'm like, how did no one think of that in terms of a
I know,
brand?
right? That's an
I'm
amazing one.
like, yeah, TOONS, ear tunes, TOONS. When I was like, I can't move forward with anything until I've come up with like the brand. I'm like a branding person. It's very important to me. And like when I like that popped into my head, I was like, surely someone has kind
Well,
of
that's
like when
how I
I
was about
created,
Voiceover podcast. I was like, really? How
yeah,
does nobody have
that
Voiceover
one's even
podcast?
more obvious. Like
Yeah,
I'm triple shocked that like
yes.
no one had gotten that before you.
Cool.
So cool. Well, you're
Well,
amazing. This has been
you're
super fun.
amazing. No, you are.
No, you are. If you
No,
were here,
you
I
are.
would totally share my tofu tacos with you. They're going to be so amazing. I'm very excited about that.
Okay, well, I need to apparently get off this and get on another one.
Oh, well, go do
So,
your thing. Have
all
fun.
right.
And I will talk to you soon. And hopefully,
Thank you
I will
so
see you soon.
thank you so much, Lisa.
You're welcome.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Enjoy your Postmates.
Thank you.
All right, bye. You've been listening to Voiceover. How did you do it? At www.voiceoverpodcast.com with me, Ian Kleinfeld. You can watch the video to all our podcasts at voiceoverpodcast.com/YouTube. The background track is 1959 by my alter ego Max Rocket, and you can find that and other songs at www.maxrocketmusic.com. Remember to like, subscribe, write a review, and all that good stuff on whatever podcast streaming service you're listening to, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.